Hello and welcome to this introductory video, What is Artifactory? Establishing a development pipeline among distributed teams and data centers and a variety of services can be a challenge that slows down production. Artifactory is a universal artifact repository that benefits modern software development teams with improved operations that promote faster release cycles. In this tutorial, we'll introduce you to Artifactory, provide an overview of repositories in Artifactory, and review some of the controls offered as well as supported services. Artifactory is a universal binary repository manager, providing you with a common location to store all of your builds and local artifacts. Artifactory can also proxy remote repositories, providing a management tool for libraries, configuration files, and anything produced during the build process. And your current repository and dependency managers are supported. Artifactory centralizes the way binaries are controlled, stored, and managed throughout the software release cycle, all through one tool and interface. Without Artifactory, developers throughout your organization would get artifacts from many different locations and services. Some might use private local service, a private cloud, or public cloud location. Conflicts caused by this lack of version and source control can be a serious roadblock for continuous integration and continuous delivery and development efforts at best. At worst, it can bring your entire development effort to a complete stop. With Artifactory in place, developers use a common system to resolve the artifacts that are needed. Artifactory will go out to the different repositories and retrieve the appropriate files. Artifactory can even be used to proxy remote repositories. This is beneficial for both developers and managers, or administrators. Developers get faster access to the files they need because they are using a local area network, and they can be assured they will have the correct version. Administrators benefit because they obtain deeper insight to the third-party repositories with feedback on the package types and the usage frequency. They can see which libraries are being used, how many versions there are, and where they are being used. The most common logical component in Artifactory is its system of repositories. A repository is a central system for storing and managing a collection of files, where they can be accessed and updated by any number of authenticated users. Artifactory contains 4 different repositories that we like to describe as a series of doors. One repository contains a door to your locally created Java files, another door to NPM packages, and another one might have Ruby gems, Docker images, RPM installs, or any type of artifact that your team needs to share. These are the local repositories. Local repositories contain artifacts you upload and control locally. Another repository contains cached artifacts from places such as JCenter, NuGet Gallery, NPM Public Repository, or Docker Hub. These are remote repositories. Remote repositories cache artifacts from the cloud. The third repository allows you to aggregate several local and remote repositories virtually into one logical representation. These are the virtual repositories. The final type of repository is responsible for distributing binaries worldwide to users, customers, or partners. These distribution repositories use JFrog bin tray for distributing binaries. Artifactory provides many ways to filter and search based on the different types of artifact metadata. This can include searching artifacts by various properties. The software provides full traceability of your artifact builds, dependencies, environment variables, and system variables. This information makes it much easier to reproduce the builds for debugging, acceptance testing, or simply collaborating across an organization. Artifactory also has the ability to create repositories of approved or whitelisted artifacts, which can be built from other repositories if appropriate, preventing unapproved artifacts from being included in the build. With Artifactory, you don't have to depend on any other remote repositories or servers. Let's say your internet connection goes down, or, more likely, another DNS error like the one that affected the East Coast a while ago. If you depend on remote repositories, you might lose access to them. But with Artifactory, you'll maintain that access because your artifacts are stored on your local network. This vastly increases the reliability of build systems and the development pipeline. And it keeps your developers developing. Artifactory is the first universal artifact repository, and it's very versatile. The software supports build tools, dependency managers, CI servers, and operational tools, including all of the services shown here. Almost anything can be stored inside of Artifactory. This includes any type of third-party libraries, any artifacts you develop, build results, and any type of in-house plugins needed in order to execute those builds. Artifactory manages binaries for a variety of technologies, including .NET, Java, web development binaries like JavaScript, and PHP. You can also use package managers like RPM, Debian, or Docker. You could even stream live videos from the Artifactory server, illustrating the versatility of the product. Metadata is an important aspect of the binary repository storage. Artifactory can store various kinds of metadata. This includes metadata regarding the build environment, access permissions, licenses, digital signatures, and of course custom metadata as well. Artifactory is a powerful tool that stores any type of binary along with the associated metadata. It provides valuable controls for administrators and a stable, reliable source for build artifacts for developers. In this tutorial, we introduced you to Artifactory, provided an overview of repositories, and reviewed some of the controls offered in Artifactory, as well as supported services. Remember to look for more information in our online user manual and other resources you can access from the JFrog website. Have fun exploring Artifactory, and thanks for learning with the JFrog Academy.